to Public Media's English language news show, Hungary Reports, kicking off M1's foreign language news hour. I'm Arpad Sötzi with the latest news from Hungary and the Carpathian Basin. Thanks for tuning in. And we begin with another big foreign investment in Hungary, this time from auto giant Daimler and its Mercedes-Benz division. The company has already been manufacturing cars in Kecskemét in the south of the country for years, and now it will considerably expand operations there. The floor area of the new plant will be almost 100,000 square meters.
Robots are working on the chassis of cars on this assembly line. In fact, almost all of the work done here is by machines. Soon, a similar but much bigger chassis plant will be built in Kecskemét. It's the first stage of an investment for a new generation of compact cars as part of a preparatory development program by the German multinational Daimler company for its Mercedes-Benz branch. The company is spending 185 billion forints on the plant. That's almost 600 million euros. The cornerstone for the new building was laid by company leaders together with government officials.
Ez az alapkő egyúttal egy mérföldkő is.
The Hungarian Foreign Affairs and Trade Minister said that this current investment by the auto giant means the company's overall investment in Hungary totals more than 500 billion forints, just over 1.5 billion euros. Péter Szijjártó added that this makes Mercedes-Benz one of the biggest employers in Hungary.
Itt most Kecskeméten
Currently, 4,000 people are working for Mercedes in Kecskemét and more than 10,000 at 32 companies which supply the Mercedes factory, said the Hungarian Foreign Affairs and Trade Minister. The manager of Hungary's Mercedes-Benz operation told this network that they'd like to build the factory of the future. We'd like to build the kind of plant that is equipped with the most modern technology and state-of-the-art facilities, said Christian Wolff. Last year, more than 180,000 cars rolled off the assembly line of Hungary's Mercedes-Benz plant, and more than 500,000 over the past few years. Two kinds of Mercedes are exclusively manufactured here, with the end product being shipped off to more than 180 countries.
And the International Monetary Fund has just released its Article 4 consultation report on Hungary, praising its economic growth. The IMF said the country's growing economy was, and I quote, helped by supportive macroeconomic policies, a favorable external environment, and high utilization of EU funds. The report went on to say that targets for the country's projected budget could well be reached, as would GDP growth and reducing national debt and unemployment. One criticism was that private sector credit continued to decrease. And Hungary's Minister of Human Resources was in Germany, where he got a lot of support from the government there. In Berlin, Zoltán Balogh said that he met with the Commissioner for Minorities and members of Bavaria's CSU party, the Christian Social Union. He said he was told that Hungary can be proud of its constitution.
They highly appreciate that the Hungarian constitution encompasses the protection of Christian values as well as the protection of minorities. They support us in other matters as well. They endorse our way of handling the migrant situation and the building of the fence. They assured us of their continuous support.
Random spot checks by Austrian inspectors at the Austrian-Hungarian border created a traffic bottleneck again on Friday. A lineup of vehicles stretched back several hundred meters all the way to the main city of Sopron. Austrian authorities have been carrying out the checks since Monday in search of people smugglers and illegal migrants. The Austrians have, in fact, taken a number of suspected people smugglers into custody. More spot checks are expected over the coming weeks. And more than 600 illegal border crossers were caught by Hungarian border patrols the past week. And just in the last 24 hours, Hungarian authorities managed to prevent more than 250 from crossing over to southern Hungary from Serbia. Similarly, over the past month, Hungarian border police have been taking, on average, more than 100 illegal migrants into custody per day. Most are from Afghanistan, Iran, Pakistan, and North Africa, while a few have even come from as far as Haiti and Sri Lanka. Well, if you were anywhere in Hungary today on Friday, you couldn't have missed it. Young people and their families dressed up to the nines and often carrying bouquets of flowers. That's because it was the last day of classes in high school, and that is a big celebration in Hungary. It's called bologás and is a custom that's been here for hundreds of years and involves even some parading and singing and can get quite emotional. And even though classes have ended, students can't party too much. They still have exams to write starting next week.
Students from Kaposvár take leave of their school singing traditional songs. In Zalaegerszeg, they were marching with a single white flower. In this Budapest school, relatives rushed over to graduating students to present them with bouquets, with just minutes remaining. In this other Budapest high school, final year students marched through the corridors singing. On Monday, students will return to take their final examinations, and so the principal wished them well in the days ahead. I hope you will all be very smart and every one of you will succeed, she said. The deputy president of the Educational Authority told M1 News that throughout the country, approximately 76,000 high school students shall take their final examinations, starting on Monday at about 1,200 exam centres. He emphasized that from now on, community service will also be a prerequisite for taking final examinations.
Friday is also International Dance Day. In fact, every April 29th, the world celebrates dance in honor of the creator of modern ballet, Frenchman Jean-Georges Noverre. Events were held across Hungary, and in Budapest, a record was set for the world's oldest dancing couple.
Együtt nagyon fiatalok, összesen 202 évesek.
Several hundred people gathered today at Óbuda to take part in the new Guinness World Record attempt. Never before have so many people above the age of 35 danced together anywhere in the world. Among the participants, the combined age of the oldest couple was 202 years. One of them, Sándor Gombos, is 102, while his somewhat younger partner, József Hőber, is 100 years old. I cannot live my life in any other way but by dancing, said the elderly gentleman. I can say that it's sure bet that no one has ever seen anything like this, not just in Hungary, but perhaps in all of Europe. At this event, we saw a couple dancing together whose combined age exceeds 200 years, said the Guinness registrar. Many of the participants agreed that the secret to longevity is indeed dancing. Anyone above the age of 35 could take part in the event. In Gödöllő, children revived some historic ballroom dance styles. The Royal Castle stage offered a show performed by children, some of whom are physically challenged. And this is Budapest again, where more than 100 high school students danced on Margaret Bridge.
According to surveys, the most famous Hungarian in the world is soccer legend Ferenc Puskás. He led the Magic Magyars, as the Hungarian national team was called in the 1950s, to a 4.5-year unbeaten streak, only to lose the World Cup final in 1954 to West Germany. Stadiums, among other locations, even carry his name. And now we can even add one more.
Ferenc Puskás became an international soccer star first while playing for Budapest Honvéd and then for Real Madrid. In between, while he was on tour with Honvéd in South America, the Hungarian Revolution broke out in the fall of 1956. He decided not to return to Hungary. As punishment, the European Football Association, UEFA, banned him for 2 years from the game. Before signing with Real Madrid in 1958, Puskás set out much of his suspension in Italy. There he tried to keep in shape by training at smaller clubs, among them the Signa team located near Florence. On May 14th, Signa, which plays in the Tuscany Regional League, will host the Serie A squad Empoli in a gala game to rename its stadium after the Hungarian player. That means that Puskás's name will also have a home in Italy, as it does in Hungary, where the Ferenc Puskás Stadium in Budapest is currently under construction. A number of smaller public places in Hungary are also named after him. In Madrid, there's also a street named after Puskás, and at the Greek club Panathinaikos of Athens, where he once coached, a memorial plaque in his honor was unveiled 2 years ago.
I once met Ferenc Puskás at a reception for him at the Hungarian House in Toronto. He was quite a charmer and quite a patriot. And that's all for now, but please remember, Hungary Reports is on every night around this time. Coming right up, our other news programs in German, Russian, and Chinese. Thanks very much for watching, and Yo Éjszakát!